Next, we will have the beautiful and talented Mel Bynum. She has been working side by side with Jessica and I over this past month, planning and organizing for this day. Through all of the organizing with Mel, I have gained a new, strong, beautiful-hearted person I call a friend. She is the founder of East Bay for Diversity, and she will be sharing with us today her words, as well as some of the demands that we come forth with to Barrington today. Mel Bynum.
Thank you, everybody. I know we've been sitting for a while, so can everybody just stand up for a minute? I want you to look to your left and to your right and in front of you and behind you. This is your community. This is the beloved community that we're talking about. This is our black and brown, indigenous. This is our family. It's not just about Barrington. I'm wearing a necklace that my friend Catherine gave me that has a sunflower, and it's my favorite flower. And I want to tell you why. Because when sunflowers don't see any sun, they turn towards each other. So I want you to turn towards each other and give each other light, because that's what we need, right? We need more light, we need more love. People ask me, why Barrington? Why am I here? I don't live in Barrington, right? I live in Bristol. Why did you come here? I'm here because racism is here. And I will come to any community where there is racism, where there is hatred, where there is inequality. No one is going to get a pass anymore. No one gets a bye. And it's not just about me personally. It's about my friends. It's about our community. It's about the whole beloved state of Rhode Island and the country that we live in. And that flag does not belong to the Trump people. It does not belong to the haters. It's our flag too. And we're taking it back this November. I want you all to be registered to vote. I want you to talk to your neighbors. I want you to talk to your friends, your family. Give people rides. Help people with Ubers. Get people to the polls. This is the most important thing that you can do right now. If we want to stop systemic racism, you have to start with voting. So that's the first big change that we can do. Some of the other points that we have over here that we want addressed. We're very happy that Barrington put up the Black Lives Matter flag. And thank you to our town manager for that. We really appreciate you doing that. I know we got some flack, and I think that everyone should give him a round of applause because that was really brave of him to do that. Thank you. I want to thank the town council for supporting us, for looking into diversity, for looking into affordable housing, for looking to change education in Barrington, and the school committee for putting that letter out against bullying, because that's where it starts, right? We start in kindergarten, we start in preschool. We don't wait till they're seniors to talk to them about bullying. We talk to them now. This is what it's all about. Systemic racism is as much an illness as COVID. Worse, right? We're here with masks and social distancing, but we don't have hate in our hearts. We have love in our hearts. And that's how we change people, with love. I want to introduce my husband next. His name is Christopher Bynum. I want to just do a little poem that I had written for him that I wanted to share with you guys. My king is my husband. My king is my friend. My king is a Master Sergeant, retired U.S. Air Force. My king is an author and a writer. My king is a black man. My king, life matters. Mr. Christopher Bynum.
Hello, everyone. This poem that I'm going to read is actually a bit of prose. It's not about the movement. I wrote it about 10 years ago. It's about hope. It's about this country. It's about people like I see here today, diverse backgrounds, diverse life experiences, diverse so-called races coming together to achieve something greater than they achieve individually. I use basketball as a metaphor for life in America, and I call this the game. They learned to play the game differently, the kids in the neighborhood and the kids in the suburbs. The kids in the hood earned their skills on the playground courts, combat zones, where if you lost, you had to get up the court to make room for whoever had next. They learned by dribbling an old basketball that belonged to the court and lived there year-round in all weather. The ball was covered with worn leather, except in a spot where the bladder pulled through. But the kids in the hood learned to adjust their dribble to that protuberance, even as they learned their moves. It was tough going. The ball fought them as they fought their opponents, and so they learned to be wary, to feel the ball at every bounce, to find the bowls and spin the ball so it bounced true, even as they juked and spun and fought their way to a bent, netless hoop. If they managed to make it to the basket at all, they had to jump high, because some other kid who seemed to have sprouted wings blocked out the sun and was trying to deny their shot. If they avoided that flying obstacle, they had to remember to lean the rest of the backboard and had to bank it off the board just so to score. It was a hard way to learn to play the game, but they learned it. They learned because if they lost, they got off the court. The kids in the suburbs learned to play in the driveway, shooting at a shiny backboard mounted above the garage door by their dads, and fitted with a new pristine white net every spring. Even if they lost at games of one-on-one or horse, they got to play again. After all, it was their hoop and their driveway. For them, there would always be another game, always another opportunity. They didn't have to dribble so much. There wasn't much room to develop an agile moves in an outstrip driveway. So they learned to find their best spots, learned to focus on set shots, not needing to jump, but to rise to the toes to gather momentum as they lined up their shot. They got to practice and practice, learning to shoot, often without interference. A typical childhood challenge was to make 10 consecutive shots before mom called them in for dinner. The kids from the hood and the kids from the burbs came together in middle school. There was a post between them. Brown eyes glared, and blue and gray eyes glared back. Pups were new to each other, and not yet sure if they would be friends or rip at each other's throats. They played together because they were told to. They played in silence, each determined to show up the other, to prove who was better. Still, the kid from the hood secretly admired that the kid from the burbs could shoot from outside so accurately. The kid from the burbs marveled at the quick moves of the kid from the hood. They played in silence mostly, but sometimes, when two kids in different worlds were far enough from the other players to not be heard, one would mutter, "Nice shot." The other would mutter, "Thanks, yours too." They were from different worlds. They had learned to play the game a different way. But they learned to play together and were working together to win.